Blackmagic decided it's about time they bring cinema quality to live production. And if you watch their recent live production and broadcast updates, they dropped a new line of products and pretty much replaced their HyperDeck Studio lineup and dropped a new web presenter. But something that I was not expecting was the new focus demand, which is really good for that camera setup, especially when you want to pull focus without reaching the knob onto your camera. In addition to that, Blackmagic also dropped a zoom demand that works with micro four third lenses that has power zoom. The only problem with that is that there's actually only 4 micro four third lenses with power zoom available. 2 are from Olympus and 2 are from Panasonic, which means there is a great room for other companies to make lenses with power zoom. In my opinion, they must have a fixed aperture, also part focal. Those 2 are a must because there's actually going to be easy for people who use them. And I think Sigma can pull that out easily because they would really introduce a new version of the Sigma 18 to 35, obviously micro four third and part focal, because they do have their constant aperture in a bag. But I'm looking forward to seeing the zoom on demand and the focus showing up on production or churches here in London. Now let's talk about the camera. I'm not gonna lie, I do like how Blackmagic are all secretive about their release, and you would never guess or you would never know until the release date. What I do like about the new camera is that from now on, small studios can have the same quality as a big budget studio because they made each camera with its own target audience, high-end studio and small studios. But whichever camera you pick, whether it's the Studio 4K Plus or Studio 4K Pro, you still have the same quality. Now let's talk about the Blackmagic Studio cameras. If you take a close look at the design, they both look like the Ursa Mini Studio Viewfinder, but on steroids. I feel like Blackmagic look at that thing and say, you know what can we do to make this interesting? We do have the Pocket 4K sensor plus the Ursa Mini screen. Why not mix these 2 and build something? And Lord behold, we have the Blackmagic Studio Camera 4K Pro with all the professional input and output, starting from HDMI, 12G SDI camera output, 12G output program return, and the best thing about those SDI, they include camera control from the switcher, and you can also do talkback. You also have a 10G Ethernet. The camera also has a 4-pin broadcast style power connector, 2 professional phantom powered XLR audio inputs, a 5-pin XLR talkback headset, and a 3.5 headphone socket that also has a microphone connection that is compatible with any gaming headset. Of course, they did not forget the 3.5mm microphone input for you to use your Sennheiser Rode or any microphone of your choice. In terms of recording, the camera has a 2 USB Type-C that allow you to record the Blackmagic RAW to an external hard drive. So that means you can shoot your TV show and make it look like a Hollywood blockbuster because you do have all the flexibility to push your color in post using the DaVinci Resolve. And let's say you have an artist who's performing a live show and doesn't have a music video for that song, or they really want to make a documentary someday in the future, you can pretty much export the raw file and give it to them or sell it to them, and they would be happy with that. And for the best model of the Studio 4K Pro is the Blackmagic Studio Camera Plus, which they stripped down everything that the 8M Mini did not need and focused more on the HDMI output to make the camera more affordable for people who don't need all the SDI and other connectivity. The 4K Plus also has a standard screen compared to the 4K Pro, which has a high brightness screen, but everything else is pretty much the same. Both camera has an exceptional low light performance and both have great microphone on each side with a lot of audio separation. They have a bigger tally light with number decal, and they come with a tripod mount with 2 rods that you can use to attach your teleprompter or a matte box. And one thing that I do love is actually how Blackmagic is including those tripod mount for both camera, the high end and the low cost one. If that was another brand, they would say, you know what, the high end camera only come with a tripod mount and the low end doesn't. But it's always good to see them including people or being considerate. Again, both camera has a touchscreen LCD and a programmable button plus manual control, which means you are going to work fast and feel like you are part of the show with that big 7-inch screen on your front. And if you have used Blackmagic camera in the past, you'd feel very welcome with the intuitive menu, plus everything else that you do love about the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, including 3D LUT, slow motion, that is 60 frames a second to be exact, and of course that 13 stops of dynamic range. And if you want to learn more about these two cameras, check the first link in the description, which is going to take you to Blackmagic website. I'm also going to leave the actual video from them so you can watch and learn more about other products. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video and you find it very useful, please press that like. Do not subscribe because I know that's really hard for you, but press that like and I will see you next time. Stay safe and stay creative.